Alright guys, so in this video, we're gonna try and install the Pocket 6K with the Sigma 1835 on a Ronin S with a Tilta, Nucleus, and follow focus motors. Now first things first, I know I talked to you guys about the Pocket 4K half cage from Tilta on the Pocket 6K. It won't work right off the bat. I did order the plate replacement. I did get this from Tilta because they said that it should work if I replace the plate, but since my half cage was like an earlier version, I'm guessing, this thing did not work. So what I ended up doing was just removing the logo, and I was able to install the Pocket 4K Tilta half cage on the Pocket 6K, as you can see here. That's the setup. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about some of the stuff that we're gonna need for this setup here. We're gonna need a USB-C to a micro USB cable. We're gonna need the Ronin S plate. We're gonna need an 8-inch 15mm rod, carbon fiber, so it's lighter. And then we're gonna need the Tilta motor and the follow focus wheel, and that's pretty much it. And of course, the Ronin S. So first thing we're gonna do, and the top one right here is just a small rig clamp that you can get on Amazon, which I am gonna be putting the link in the comments below, so go check that out. So let's go ahead and install the Ronin S plate at the bottom of the camera. Now it's very important that you get a plate or a cage for this because you have to offset the Pocket 6K on a Ronin S because it's very wide. If you're trying to install the Pocket 6K on a Ronin S without any cage or an offset plate, it's just not gonna work for you, at least on the Ronin S that is. So that's why I have this half cage installed. There. Go ahead and screw this thing because it fell. Should just go on top. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. Now I do have my ND filter installed because when you're balancing your camera, you gotta make sure you pretty much have everything. Batteries, card, it's all set up. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and put a rod. This is 8-inch rod on the clamp, like so. All right. And then we're gonna put our motor on the lens itself. I'm gonna move this a little bit. I'm gonna move the focus rings just a little bit. Okay. I'm just gonna line that up, like so. Tighten it for now. All right, we have that now. Now we're gonna have the USB cable from the camera to the motor. Now additionally, you can use a power bank for your cell phones to power up the motor, but in our case, to keep it simple, we're gonna use the USB-C on the side of the camera to power the motor itself. Okay, so this is pretty much your rig. This is what we're gonna put on the Ronin S. Let's go ahead and weigh it. Make sure everything's tight. So this setup right here is 4.2 pounds. It's actually 4.15, so it's around 4.2 rounded. So the Ronin S should definitely have enough juice or power for this setup. So now the fun part begins, actually trying to balance this setup on the Ronin S. Okay, loosen everything. Here. Okay, so far so good. Just gonna slide it in. All right, another thing that I kind of forgot to mention is, remember, I have a counterweight system here, a small rig. Now DJI actually is gonna come out with their own counterweight for the Ronin S, but for now, I'm gonna be using this small rig right here, as you can see on the right side. Just gonna push that in because any small movement on that is gonna screw up your balance. All right, so let's go ahead and do our initial. I'm just gonna unscrew it back. I'm just trying to get this to sit on there just right. Okay. Okay, that's awesome. So I'm gonna push the camera all the way to the right so that I have a little bit more leeway on the back axis. Okay. I'm just letting the camera kind of sit. It's kind of back heavy, so I'm gonna move the camera forward. Move it left a little bit so I can kind of move it forward. Still back heavy. Okay, now it's leaning this way, so I'm gonna move this back the opposite direction. All right, still trying to lean. Okay, now it's leaning the other way, so I did it too much. Okay, a little bit. We're just trying to see if we can get this to sit. Now that's kind of good. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this knob back here. All right, now what we're gonna do is the balance up here. Oh, it's hitting the rod. So you can see here, so I have to move this rod forward a little bit. So how we do that is just unscrew the top and just move it up. When we did that, this is gonna screw up the motor, so I have to move the motor back so it hits the actual follow focus gear. Okay. There you go, tighten it. All right, let's go ahead and do the back balance again. So you can see it's really heavy. It's trying to kind of flip over. So unscrew this right here and just move the camera until, there you go. It's not trying to move back anymore. Still trying to do it. All right, staying on its back now, but it's leaning this way. Let's take a look. Leaning this way, so we move the camera this way. Okay, I did that too much. Okay, a little bit too much still. You can see that the yaw is jacked up, but we're gonna fix that in a second. All right, it's sitting nice and perfect now, so we're gonna tighten this up slowly. Hold the camera and tighten it up. Now, one of the greatest things about this lens is when you're zooming in and out, the lens barrel doesn't protrude, doesn't extrude in and out. So that means that you're actually not screwing up your balance. That is probably one of the pros of the Sigma 1835. The zooming is being done internally. So that means that your balance will not get screwed up. That being said, let's go ahead and fine tune this thing. Let's go ahead and work on our yaw axis. So I'm gonna hold the camera and I'm gonna tilt it to the left. See it swinging to the left? That means we're gonna have to unbuckle this knob, move the camera a little bit, and see if we made that worse. No, we made it better because it's not swinging as hard, so that means I'm gonna just move this axis back. This is your yaw. Okay, it's leaning forward. It's still whipping to the left. My left, your right, so move the camera back. Ooh, I made it worse. I made that way worse. Okay, it's going the other way, so it's gonna be in between those adjustments I just made. It's still whipping right a little bit. So I'm gonna move it just a little bit. Tiny, tiny, tiny bit. Okay, that should be good. Okay, it's good. Okay. Let's bad. We don't want that. Let's move it up. Okay, so now that we have this balance, I'm gonna try and see if I can auto-tune this in the app, the DJI Ronin S app. All right, so now what we're gonna do is connect to the Ronin S via the app. And turn it on the side. There you go. Connect to Ronin. Turn on GPS. All right. We're gonna go ahead and motor parameters, auto tune. Okay. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna balance test just to see how well our balance is. All right, so far the motor is not shaking, so that is a good sign. Okay, so we have yaw excellent, roll excellent, and pitch excellent. Let's go ahead and turn the camera on, exit the app. Now I'm gonna turn the tilta motor on. I'm gonna slide it in here. All right, now slide this in, I can't see. There you go, slid in. There it is. It moves perfectly. And then I just hold it like this. And now I have a follow focus on the Ronin S and the Pocket 6K.